Hey, folks. Well, the second week of January. And for all of us Northwesterners, before we get to the national playoff game, which we're hoping that the Huskies will win, but there's a high probability that they will not win, but we're still hoping, we're believing, we're rooting for them. Thankful that we've had this opportunity to enjoy that little aspect of life. Second week of January 2024. Man, time moves fast. And I hope you're doing well. It's cold here. Got my mock turtleneck on. I'm reviving some of the old clothing lines. I figure, what the heck. But I just want you to take a moment and think how important it is that the God that we know and love, when he says in Hebrews 13:8, I'm the same yesterday, today, and I'll be the same tomorrow. How important that is for you and I. That God in Malachi in chapter 3 and verse 6 does not change. He cannot be altered. How important is it that when God makes a promise, he doesn't break his promise? Because what we do know about us as human beings is that we kind of mess things up on a consistent basis, and we vacillate, let's put it that way. We fluctuate. But God never changes. Never changes. The commitment that he made to us at Calvary cannot be altered. It's a covenant that God has, not only with those that believe in him, but his Son. And every person that takes a moment and expresses faith in God's goodness through Jesus Christ, in that very moment, God enters into an eternal transaction with them. He seals them at that point to the day of the physical redemption of their body. That's quite amazing in Ephesians 4:30 that God would do that. Now, with all that in mind, I just want you to think about one aspect of our God, how great he is. Something that was written in a little quotation book that really kind of stood out to me. God always thinks of the solution before the problem. Mankind always thinks of the problem before the solution. Kind of true. We're always trying to fix things. God always has an answer for everything. God is always there. He spans eternity. He encapsulates time. He's with us. And that means that no matter what happens in our life, he's already got an answer for it. He's provided not only through Jesus Christ, but in his own sovereign undertaking. Whatever he providentially chooses to do in our life. I understand that man can look at anything and say this is how it's going to be. Statistically, it should work this way. Excuse me, statistically, it should work this way. But the truth is, we don't get to decide the outcome. In Proverbs chapter 16, and actually verse 1 through 9, we kind of plan it, but God's the one that decides how it's going to be disposed, how it's going to work out. So in all the issues of your life today, as we enter into this new year, let's think about this. God's already got a plan and a provision for you and me. It's all taken care of. This is why we can find rest where others won't be able to. Can you imagine if all you have is faith in circumstance or faith in material possessions, how fluid these things are today? And then temporal. If the election doesn't go as we want it to, is God still on the throne? If another, God forbid, sickness affects our world as COVID did, God's still on the throne. If something dramatic happens in our life, God's still on the throne. God still is there, and he never leaves us. He never forsakes us. And he's the same. Yesterday, a merciful God. Today, a merciful God. And forever, we will be the recipients of his mercy. Till next time, friends, God bless you.